All right, Zac Babb here with Cy Falls head coach Kirk Eaton on the Week 8 edition of Monday Morning Football. First off, Coach, 35-10 win. You're in the playoffs. How's that feel?
Well, we're not totally, but yeah, there could be some weird stuff happening, but no, it feels good. I mean, the kids, you know, they went out there and did what they had to do against a really good team. You know, first time Cy Woods not made the playoffs, and it feels good to say that we were the school that finally knocked them out, I guess, because that's a heck of a program over there. I really respect Coach Faith, Coach Neal, Coach Zach a lot. So, big win. It feels good.
All right, and then kind of early on, Hank House didn't really struggle. You never really had to use him that much. You only threw 15 passes. Bryce kind of carried the workload. Just with him having to just how he can pound through defenses, especially for Cameron when you go to Cameron. Just how much, especially coming down here in your playoffs, how much
that's huge. I mean, Bryce leading rusher in the district right now, and he's got fewer carries than the two people chasing him, and Keith Ford and Rennie Childs over there at Ridge. So that feels good. You know, the wind had something to do with it the other night. We only felt comfortable throwing with the wind because the wind was so strong. The first pass I saw Cy Woods try to throw downfield into the wind. It went straight up in the air, and we probably should have picked it. So we were careful. You know, we thought we had some good stuff on him, run game wise. And first play of the game, Bryce went 96. So that was kind of the game plan. Use it when we needed it, and the few passes we threw to Timmy ended up, one was a touchdown, the other one was caught and knocked out at the one. So we just kind of took advantage of what they gave us and kept it conservative and let the defense make some big plays, and that's kind of how it played out.
All right, and then at Cy Woods in particular, they've been the injury ravaged team this year. They're down their third string quarterback, Nick Hooper. Their starting running back, Sam Stewart, was out. Just did that have kind of I'm sure that played
for us it was probably like blood in the water. Mm-hmm. It just we thought we had an advantage, so I think the kids did a good advantage of trying to jump on them early, and then unfortunately for Cy Woods, and I respect those guys. It's tough to overcome that stuff. Unfortunately, it's been kind of a theme in our district this year. There's been a lot of big games with a lot of big players go down, and by the end of this one, their last remaining running back, Trent Holmes, went down, and he didn't finish the game either. So. It's tough, it's a competitive district, it's a grind. That's what happens when you face 9 straight weeks of teams that know each other real well, but it's part of football. It's the hard part of football to accept. We've already had our share, so to speak, but that same game we were out, our starting center Cooper didn't play, but for us I think it kind of helped. I think our kids kind of saw that they were shorthanded a little bit, and we knew we had to capitalize on it, and I thought we did.
All right, this is kind of a little off from the Cy Woods game a bit, but just injuries in particular. I mean, you've been in this district for a while. Have you ever? I mean, there's Jacory's out for us. Cooper Abercrombie's been out at center. Crawley's been out for Cy Woods.
Davis, Cy Woods. Quarterbacks at Sac Creek. It just goes on
and
on.
He's out, and Childs, he was out for almost the entire second half against y'all. Have you ever seen, just in the history of this district, this many big name injuries?
Not this many big names. Now, I've seen injuries. There was a year here, I want to say, 99, we were a really, really good football team, and we had 7 ACL injuries in 1 year. And by the end of the year, we were a mass unit. But no, I've seen a lot of injuries, but never so many marquee names like you said. And, you just hate to see it. You hate to see it with anybody, but it's been a testament, I think, to a lot of good coaching, a lot of good teams, because you see Cy Creek, they lost both their quarterbacks. They're still right in the thick of things. Cy Woods, after all they experienced, they were still fighting for a playoff berth. All the teams that have kind of experienced, they've done a good job of having kids stepping up, and the coaches kind of readjusting and finding new people to step up. DJ's been big for us over the last couple of weeks, but no, I've never seen anything like this. It's been pretty tough to watch.
All right, back into the Cy Woods game. Defensively, on the radio, he was our star of the game, Jacoby Hunter. Yeah. He was pushing linemen into the backs of the running backs. What happened with him?
I think it's just a 3-year starter that knew the magnitude of the game, and I challenged him before the game to take it over, and I guess he accepted the challenge because, anytime in a 3-4 defense you have a nose guard that's going to get double teamed every play. He had 10 tackles. It's the most tackles we've ever had from that spot in one game ever, and he did. He wreaked havoc all night. And, you saw the center from Cy Woods get the personal foul. He got frustrated, and it was because I think 66 was playing so well. Man, he's really played well. He's made some changes in his work habits, and you know he hired a strength and conditioning and training expert that he can do the splits. I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago. But you got a 300-pound plus D lineman that's agile, mobile, and he's hostile, and well, that's the way he's playing right now.
All right, and then looking up ahead, you got Cy-Fair. They're coming off of a tough loss to Cyber Ranch last week. They're still fighting for a playoff spot. Particularly, especially for the seniors or the starters who are still on this team from last year. This was your only district loss last year was to Cy-Fair. Does that add any extra drive to this game?
Oh, I think it does. I think the thing that adds the importance to it, though, is the seeding in the playoffs. We're both possible Division I reps, and last year this game cost us the the number 2 seeding, which put us in the tougher road and caused that matchup to happen with Lamar, a little closer than we'd like to. But I think we need to put this team in the best possible shape going into the playoffs, and the Division I number 1 seed would certainly do that. So it's a big game for that. So I think we'll talk a little bit about what they about them losing that game last year. But I think the thing we'll focus on the most is what it will do for us this year, and that'll be that number 1 big school seed, which is really important.
All right, Coach. Thank you for your time, Philip.